believe it is the middle of August already.
Flying by, yeah.
Yes.
Flying by. Well, on this day, back in 1900, the first automobile race was held in Racine on this day. So this was between a man named A.J. Horlick in a Locomobile and Robert W. Hindley in a Winton. Hindley passed Horlick after his car stalled, Horlick's car stalled, and went on to win the 14-mile race.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah, so some local southern Wisconsin history on this day. 1930, this one is interesting to me. The first colored cartoon with synchronized sound. Flip the Frog was that character's name, but Fiddlesticks was the cartoon's name. It was created by, and I don't want to butcher this name, but I think I'm pronouncing it correctly, Ube Iwerks. It was the first colored cartoon, as I mentioned, with synchronized sound, and this man was also the co-creator of Mickey Mouse, and this cartoon at first premiered on this day in England.
Wow.
I was wondering if there was some Disney in there. You know,
It
Yeah,
kind
it
of
kinda
had
has
old
that vibe.
animation.
Yeah.
And the old Mickey looks much different than the Mickey that we know
Yes.
now, but there's some where these characters are featured together, not this particular picture
Yeah.
behind us. But yeah, he was the co-creator of Mickey Mouse. 1954, Sports Illustrated, it debuted on this day, and the magazine was launched with Milwaukee Braves third baseman Eddie Matthews on its first cover, as you can see there on your screen. And although it struggled financially at first, it eventually became one of the most famous and influential sports media brands in the world as we know now. It is still alive and well. So yeah, a neat kind of iconic picture there in the Milwaukee County Stadium back in the day. So
Cool.
yeah, and we always wrap things up with a national day. So it's National Tell a Joke Day. You guys have any good jokes that you like
I'm gonna have
tell?
to think on it right now, but I would have a professor in college who would tell a joke every day, and it was so fun. Like everyone got really into it, and it was just a good way to kind of stop being serious for a second. break
Lighten the
ice,
mood a little bit.
Reminds me of that. I'll have to think of one though, because again, he used to
I
tell
can't
them
think
every
of any
day.
like off the top of my head.
No,
so,
I'm on the spot, but we'll think about. We'll have to maybe share one on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome,
that's all we
Delaney,
have.
thank you. Well, coming up next year on The Morning Show,